The illusion is shattered.
Oh no, good lord! What happened to my sleep last night?
No, movie magic is...
It won't come off! It won't come off!
I'm Tom Stern.
I'm Alex Winter.
And here you are on our set of Hideous Mutant Freaks. Cavalcade of atrocity so horrific, we advise the more sensitive members of our television audience to turn off your sets at this time.
Behind the
scenes.
behind
The scenes. Behind
the
scenes.
Hideous Mutant Freaks is the comic horror brainchild of Alex Winter, best known for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Winter is not only the star of Hideous Mutant Freaks, but also the film's co-writer and director, along with Tom Stern. Randy Quaid plays the villainous genius who turns people into monsters. Up ahead, we'll see how the actors are transformed into freaks, and we'll also visit the editing room to see what happens when the shooting is over. But our first stop is the set, where Winter and Stern start their morning with a look at the storyboards that map out the day's work.
Today we're doing this right now, which is over the monster's shoulders. They're hugging while Elijah, the mad scientist, played by Randy Quaid, is standing there with a bazooka in the background trying to get them to kill each other. It's a very specific task, directing, and so there are certain jobs that it requires, and that runs from the writing and the pre-production all the way through production, and there are certain chores that are required to do all of that. I wouldn't say it's the easiest thing in the world, co-directing. It's tough a lot of the time, because you do have two minds, and two minds are going to have different opinions about details, but the trick is to be able to agree on the big things. So by the time we get to the set, it would probably appear to everyone like we have one mind, but pretty much like we do.
Randy, can you step that way a little bit? Okay.
Okay, let's give Randy a mark there, please.
So Randy,
I don't know yet.
go ahead and do the jacket and the hat.
Here we go, guys. Rehearsing.
I'm a wrecking machine!
Then you give him, then you pummel him. We keep going.
Okay, let's see the pummel.
I can't get in there too close to him here.
Well, we're gonna fix that.
We're gonna fix this. Let's just keep going with the rehearsal.
Can you bonk him?
That actually isn't bad.
You're gonna turn it out a little bit.
Oh,
That hand should come back down.
I think you crushed my spinal cord.
Now,
I can't feel anything in my fingers.
Maybe you'll feel this.
No. Well, wait a minute now. If you kill me, you'll never find the antidote.
What antidote?
A time-release serum. I baked it into a delicious batch of macaroons.
If you ask me,
If you ask me, you skimped on the coconut.
then you swing back.
and kick.
Yeah. And Randy, at that
Good.
point,
That's what we're doing.
He's a weird kind of grassroots mad scientist, kind of a cross between Colonel Sanders and Dr. Frankenstein. So he, down in South America, he's set up this little refuge of, he's made his own freak show, his own world. He's got a real huge ego, thinks in himself as some kind of a god. And so he's, he gets a little out of control, and his own creation turns on him.
Action.
It's over, Scuggs.
You were nothing before I found you. I made you, and I can break you. Oh.
Okay, cut.
I was worried about this.
Cut.
You okay?
Yeah.
Cut. Let's go right away. Annabelle.
I don't like to do a lot of takes. I figure if I feel I've gotten it, and the director feels it's we have it, then there's really no point in doing it over and over. It can be frustrating at times when you feel like you're really doing the scene well, and then one of the monster's radios will malfunction, which doesn't happen very often, but something technical, if you're working in a technical piece.
Okay, ready? And action.
It's over, Scuggs.
You were nothing before I found you. I made you, and I can break you. You think I made you strong? Ha! I've got my DNA cranked so high, you won't know what hit you.
I've always wanted to play a mad scientist, and I've always wanted to play like an evangelist, and he seemed to me to have the kind of, both of these qualities, and I've never played a character, I don't think, this broad, or this on screen before. He's one of these characters that you can go a long way with without going over the top. I mean, you have a lot of room to play in there. Yeah, you can get away with a lot.
Okay, ready? And action.
They have a lot of soul, the monsters, the way they've made them look. I believe that I'm confronting this creature when I'm playing the scene.
Wait a minute, wait. If you kill me, you'll never get the antidote. A time-release serum. I baked it into a delicious batch of macaroons.
Yeah, me. Just skipped on a coconut. That's great, guys. Cut.
When we come back, we'll see how makeup turns an actor into a monster.
Okay. Time to go. There we are.
Scenes.
The
Scenes.
It's fairly easy for Hideous Mutant Freak stars Randy Quaid, Brooke Shields, and Mr. T to get into character, but other actors in this comic horror movie, including Alex Winter, need up to 3 hours in the makeup chair before they're ready to hit the set. This is how Derek McGrath has spent his early mornings during the shoot.
Okay. Time to go. There we are. Is it forward enough? This head, being that he's a worm, his face has to blend into that. So what we do is we have appliances that are glued onto his face, and then the edges are then glued onto this headpiece. And then we blend it all out with color.
Bake for 350, at 350 for about an hour and a half, and then we're done. This is the first steps in a process that takes roughly 3 hours, just for the head.
And then there's the rest of the body, which the top half is right behind Tony, who's, there's probably about, how many people involved in this design, Tony?
4 or 5.
5? This Tony Gardner, his shop designed about 4 characters. 4 characters in this, so I only put it on, I didn't design it.
The worm is a character that the main goal was to not make it look like a man in a sleeping bag, to try and integrate the face into the body. So the goal was to try and stretch out his features, his cheekbones, his nose, his brows, and make surface texture and stuff spread out over his face so that the face looked incorporated into the head instead of a separate entity. And then once that was figured out and we'd done a few tests, it was fairly easy then to work our way down the body and just, add to that.
Okay, that's it. That's it. All done. You can go play.
Transformation is complete. Time to wake up. Go to work.
While McGrath gets into the rest of his costume, another team prepares the Rick Monster.
I'm just making sure that everything is in its proper place. It's a virtual cornucopia of wires and such. The foundation of this is a body cast of Vince himself, the actual actor. Did a lot of casting on him, did his head, his body, his arms, and his feet. From there, we then mold and cast and make all the understructures and things of that nature in the shop. And then after we have all that, all the foundation, all the skins and everything fabricated, then we build the mechanics that go inside. We use RC stuff that's used in RC cars and RC radios. RC airplanes that are, you know, over-the-counter equipment. And then we just modify it to suit our needs. There are about 26 servos that run various functions throughout the head. As you can see, little levers and things moving back and forth. You want to fire up everything, just cycle it. All kinds of fun stuff moving around. The levers are push-pull. Cables go up through the housings. And as you come around to the front, you'll see that it causes a variety of movements. Right now we're putting on the overcoat that fits over the mechanism. There's a void in the back of it that accommodates the motors and the batteries and the receivers and all the hardware that makes the face move. It weighs about 47 pounds, the entire rig. Had to make a special chest harness package that it would all hook onto, so it would displace the weight over his shoulders and onto his hips. Otherwise, he'd have to support it on his head, and I don't think he'd like that. They're putting on the monster gloves, and we baby powder his arms up so they slide on easily. They're made out of foam latex, and the fingers are either urethane, flexible urethane, or dental acrylic. The tops of them are then zipped to the biceps of it so they don't slip off, and then camouflaged over with the costume by covering it.
Come on, this is a business. We got a job to do, and that's it.
Okay. And so does everybody know what we're reacting to here? Some of you guys just came in.
The main thing that we need this for is your reaction to macaroons, and you realize that you're all of you guys except for the one that's saved.
Okay. So we can get the antidote line. Everyone's reaction. You come forward and you hear the antidote, and you stay there. You're hanging on his words until you hear the macaroons, and then it's the looks to each other, and then come forward at the end. Let's get a good look for the bonk, and then just start to walk forward at the end, and then we'll cut.
These guys in these big suits can't hear. They can't breathe either, which is a problem. But the only way to communicate with them is with a microphone. They have little earpieces inside, so it's pretty difficult. This scene in particular, the end of the film with these big monsters. Stewie, guys? Yeah. He's going to give him a little reaction when he says, wait, you won't find out about the antidote. He's got a little eyebrow. He's going to look down at Tim. Okay. So his eyeballs should go down to Tim. Okay. And then when he says, I baked them into a delicious batch of macaroons. He's going to kind of suck his head back, and he should open his mouth and smile. We have enough film if we do that?
And action!
I think you crushed my spinal cord. I can't feel anything in my fingers.
Well, maybe you'll feel this.
One's up.
Wait. If you kill me, you'll never find the antidote.
What antidote?
A time-release serum. I baked it into a delicious batch of macaroons.
Well, if you ask me, you skipped on the coconut.
Walk forward. Walk forward. And cut! Yeah, that was great. That was great.
Up next, it's time for one star to say goodbye.
Goodbye. I'm leaving. I'm getting out of here. I swear, I'm leaving. Have a hug. All right. I can take a hint.
Scenes.
This weekend on
Scenes.
Shooting the climax of Hideous Mutant Freaks is done in several stages. Today, Randy Quaid, as the villain Elijah, only has some small pieces of the scene to film. He will react to dialogue that's played at lower speed so the puppeteers can give the monsters the right expression. But before the cast and crew get to work, they have to say goodbye to another of the film's stars.
So you've got one more week?
Yeah, one more week, about. Then we get into the editing phase.
Yep. Yeah. The endless, laborious editing phase.
And then...
Mark?
I would have to dub. Will I?
Will you have to loop?
Will I have to loop?
No, because your voice, well, maybe for the first stuff. Maybe, a little bit.
I think we got good sound.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to... He needs you. Goodbye. I'm leaving. I'm getting out of here. I swear, I'm leaving. Have a hug. All right. I can take a hint.
I don't get all sentimental, about it, because we'll work together, somewhere down the line. You're always working with somebody you've worked with before on a picture. But this has been a great crew. They've put in a lot of long hours, and They did a great job.
Okay, so Randy, this is just going to be bucket, a 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 bucket.
Oh, I'll give you a bunch of pills.
Bucket, a bucket. Yeah. Bucket, action.
Here we go, guys. Just a punching now, and Vince looking bored. Quiet, please, and on a bell.
I've done a lot of comedies in the last 4 or 5 years, and I feel like I've really gotten better at it. For the first 15 years or so of my career, I didn't do any comedy, and that was always like my first love. And then when I did a year on Saturday Night Live, I sort of, I guess, opened people's eyes a little bit.
Roll sound.
Okay, quiet, please.
Roger 1.
142, Romeo, take one.
That's no problem, yeah. Through getting tired and backing off.
You're going to back off.
Right.
And he hits me?
All
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Ready?
Let's go in action. And just step into it, Randy.
All right.
Okay, and action. It's pretty good for the bonk, though, yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually a good shot for the bonk. We should get this all the way through.
Okay, let's try once more.
Okay, Vince, we're going to take this even further because it looks really good for the bonk. So have him come in, have him come with you, and let's play it seriously for the bonk. It's weird. The vision in your head is never really on screen. It never gets there the same way. It mutates and transforms into something else. And the trick to directing is to stay on top of that mutating beast, ride that animal all the way to the end until you're sure that it gets to the end that you want, you know. It's never going to get there exactly the way it came out of the gate. It's going to get there differently, but it's got to get there in such a way that it can sit with you, you know, and that it works.
We're running 24 frames, so I think you have to go a little faster on the beginning. I think yesterday was a little faster on the pummeling.
It was a little disconcerting, you know, at first, and then this time I'm working with 2 directors, and it's, you know, you tend to like want to favor one over the other, and you tend to rely on one director over the other to give you direction. But they really worked out the whole concept and know what they want.
And roll sound.
I'll give you about 4 punches, okay?
142, Sierra, take one.
Sounds
Mark. And action. Whoa, cut. Cut. Yeah, that's fine, great. Good deal.
Coming up, a trip to the editing room.
Everyone I talked to was confused. They didn't know what the cactus represented.
Behind the scenes. Behind
the
scenes.
Several months after they finished shooting Hideous Mutant Freaks, co-directors Alex Winter and Tom Stern are hard at work in the editing room. They showed a rough cut of the film to a group of students the previous evening and are discussing the audience's reaction to the final scene.
Everyone I talked to was confused. They didn't know what the cactus represented.
That's better.
This was the comment I heard, was that
How about it, folks?
because the light comes up and I pop forward, so I'm active, people are looking at my face, and no one, the few people I talked to said they didn't know what it was behind my head that had the barnacles on it. Just stay on it a hair longer and start to hear her dialogue.
At the head of the shot, we need to see, because you don't get the joke because you don't see the silhouette. You forget that you were looking at this ridiculous silhouette that becomes the cactus.
But we can't stay on it, remember? We can't stay on this shot with the cactus behind it because it looks like a cactus here. It only works when it's my makeup head on.
Yeah, but you can hold on it for a second.
Maybe like a frame or two longer.
A few frames at the beginning or the end of a shot in a comedy is really crucial.
If you want to be on a shot before someone says something, how many frames before they start to say something makes a big difference. And if you cut to them right away they start to talk, then you tune into what they say. If you give a little more time to the head or the tail, you've got some time to maybe catch what's in the background.
My only fear is I think that we'll probably only get maybe 5 to 10 frames max more of the silhouette shot before it starts to look markedly different than the previous shot silhouette. There's this whole thing coming. We don't want to give away the cactus either. We'll just put a little on both sides maybe.
It's a long process from beginning to end with this business, and we shoot the film, the editor makes an assembly, which is just kind of all the shots, one after the other, and then we go back and we sit down with Malcolm and we say, okay, you know, we get together on what we think about this shot should be so, and then with comedy especially, it's really tricky. You have to fine-tune things and make sure the jokes are clear so people laugh.
In the word of mouth that I've called back from people today, everybody liked it. Yeah. They have problems, but everybody liked it, which is good. There are things they don't like, and there's notes and stuff, but generally it was, even the people that we think that we can get people on our side more so that they belly laughed more, but it seemed that the general response was positive. They were going, yeah, that was really fun. I really liked that. Now the trick is to make them laugh out loud at all this stuff. Right. Oh, it's been challenging. You know, Tom and I have been making films together for a long time, like 9 years, and they've been smaller films, and, you know, sometimes we've had really short schedules and we were making music videos. The best part of it is just being able to, you know, to make a really, you know, senseless, idiotic comedy on this scale with all these creatures and, you know, get these incredibly dumb jokes in, and, you know, that's the most satisfying thing.